Welcome to Deeply Disturbing Things.
The podcast.
I'm Macy,
And I'm Naomi.
I'm Sarah.
and we are three anxious counselors who like to talk about deeply disturbing things.
Woohoo! Sarah, it looks
Woohoo.
like you're kind of in the dark.
I am.
You need some front lighting.
Yeah, you need you're kind of in a Zoom no place right now of like dark lighting,
No,
a
no.
curtain behind you.
It's
It
my
looks a little
camera.
ominous hotel background.
I know my camera is defaulting to the bottom camera on my laptop. It's a whole mess.
Bottom camera.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
My
hate those
What the
things.
hell does that mean?
Mine doesn't have
It's
that.
the stupidest design ever that we didn't realize till after we got it, and the camera is on the bottom of the screen.
Isn't the point of it like so it makes it look like you have more direct eye contact?
I don't know, but if I have my laptop,
It looks like it goes up your nose.
I hate
I
it.
mean, the
But
whole concept of
this
bottom
one,
camera is
I have
honestly
this.
making me feel uncomfortable.
Not working.
It is uncomfortable.
I'm gonna call Nick and tell him to put the porch lights on, and then I can maybe get some light from outside in.
Yeah, you need to light your
Do you have
face.
a lamp? A lamp?
Mm-mm,
Anywhere?
Candle?
I have
Do
a
you have a
candle.
do you have a
What's going on at your house, Sarah? I'm
What?
worried.
Okay, I'll get this
You all
fixed.
excited about my topic?
I don't know what it is, but I'm here for it.
Sure.
I'm excited for it.
All right, this is very present moment in my life.
Can you turn on the porch lights outside? Sorry.
Are you calling him?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. So I went to a big giant party last night with Paul, and it was like a part of it was a potluck. So it was like massive potluck, all this like
Like your dead
wide
of winter
variety of food.
party. Oh, look, did that work a little bit?
Oh,
No.
that's way better. Yeah.
Yes.
Do the other lights too. There's more, but that's good. Like your dead of winter party. Are you gonna do that again?
No, but I have big plans for my birthday party this year. I'm gonna do a themed party.
Oh, good.
The theme will be released soon, so people can start getting their outfits together.
Exciting.
But anyway, so this giant potluck, like a room full of like delicious homemade food that people had made. And I started thinking, after I'd already had a plate of food, I'm like, potlucks require a lot of trust because we don't really know, how this dish was prepared, sanitation, like what was going on.
I've thought about that before.
That's how I feel
Yeah.
about when clients bring food.
Yeah.
Or coworkers even, but like it's a good gesture. And I'm
Well, I started to get weirded out about
put a
it.
sticky note on it.
So a potluck, for those that don't know, it's when you bring a dish to share with others. Sometimes these can have themes, like
Like all
it's a
green.
taco
or
bar
not.
or something, and everybody
Mm.
brings a fixin.
Mhm.
Or baked potato bar. What are some other themed
Mm.
potlucks you've been to?
Barbecue.
Yeah, I've had like a so we did a green one, but it was we played on the word green, and so basically everything had to be a veggie dish of some kind. Like
Plant-based.
yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like Italian theme or something like that. Or it could just be like free for all, like this one was, where everybody just brings what they want to bring.
That never works out well because then you get like a bunch of chips or a bunch of like everyone just grabs that like carrot dip dish that's like
Oh, that thing that's pre-made at the store that has the weird dip in the middle and like,
Have you guys ever brought one of those before?
not me. I don't like the way the veggies look. They always have like the carrots look kind of old and the
Like,
broccoli looks and then it's always just carrots and broccoli and
and
and the
peas,
dip is so gross.
like peas.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that dip? I never.
Weird.
It's ranch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So
Kinda
what's your
sour.
go-to potluck dish?
You say it's sour. If it's sour, it's bad, Sarah. Don't eat it.
That's what I'm saying. It's usually bad. Like the veggies are old and the dip is sour.
What's your go-to potluck dish that you bring?
Chips and salsa or guacamole.
Homemade or store-bought?
I'll do the homemade if have extra time. Or like a dessert. Sometimes I'll make desserts.
How about you, Macy?
I'm just gonna be brutally honest and say I'm usually the one that forgets and doesn't bring something. Or I bring wine. That's a good go-to. If I'm allowed, if it's work potluck, then and I do remember to bring something. It may actually be because I wanted to try to make something and then it's 50-50 if it pans out and I bring it or I just don't bring it
Hmm.
because it didn't pan out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
I'm
did
not a good potlucker.
a potlucker. You're not lucky with the potluck.
If I
No.
forget, my personal etiquette that I do is I wait till everybody else is eaten and then I'll go in for the scraps. I feel like
Mm.
that's okay.
That's nice. Do you remember we did a potluck, or it wasn't really, I guess, potluck, but when we do our meetings with where you bring snacks, everyone brings a
Mhm.
snack, or we have like
Yeah.
we rotate snack time. No, but we did like a baked, I think it was a baked goods day, and everyone baked something. Do you remember that? And it was awful. We were all like, all of our stuff came out so bad.
I
We
know
had
I
like,
didn't bake shit because
it
It
I
was
was
like
like,
when we did macrame, except for not food, and it never was like none of us finished. I think I still have half my macrame thing. I couldn't finish it on my own.
I brought
I ended
bananas.
up throwing mine in the garbage.
Like, who has motivation to do macrame without peer pressure?
Oh, I remember that one.
I
Yeah.
was in COVID when I was trying to create fun.
It was fun. I
I'm an
enjoyed
activity
myself.
planner. I am the Julie of the Love Boat of our times.
I loved the activities during meetings and snacks, and you'd always try to make it fun, and it worked. It
Yeah.
Right.
helped.
I like that
I'm
you
the
like
cruise
let people
director,
like
activity
color,
director.
like
I
you let
love it.
people color in a meeting, like if they had a hard time focusing.
Mhm.
And I remember like someone else took over at one point and that was like not allowed all of a sudden. And it was okay, let me stare at you intently.
My go-to potluck dish is the giant bag of Sour Patch Kids. That's
Oh,
usually
I
what I
just had
bring.
some of those.
Oh, I want that now. That sounds so good.
Yeah.
It makes my
Mm.
mouth water just thinking
I
about them.
cook a lot at home. Like I cook most nights of the week, but for some reason I'm nervous about cooking for like crowds of people that I don't really know that well. So I
Mhm.
don't usually cook something homemade for a potluck. I'll just get the candy in the bag. And people
Good
love
idea.
Sour Patch Kids, like it's a popular thing.
Yeah, if you bring something, and I love when you bring stuff and then it gets eaten, and then you're like,
Yeah,
and if not, it makes you feel
I
so
know
kind of
what.
sad.
Yeah, like let's talk about that experience. Like you bring something and nobody even wants to eat it because it looks weird or something.
Yeah, I feel bad for other people where when I see like one day like if somebody doesn't open something or the lid doesn't get taken off, even if I don't eat it, I will go and like I'll
Oh,
take it out and I'll put the spoon in it.
Macy,
Like
that's so sweet.
that's not sweet because I could eat it. But it's more of just the like I
You
want
have
to
empathy
like
for that person.
maybe other people didn't see it and yeah, I don't know, like I would feel a way about it. And there and you just see them quiet, like nobody ever says anything.
Yeah, Paul was a little sad that not a lot of people ate his dish.
Yeah.
Was
But
it?
it was because I don't like to arrive early to a party or on time. I like to be late on purpose. And so by the time we got there, like maybe it was a little too late. Like everybody had already eaten, and then he
You
brings
know,
this giant like platter of homemade food, so it didn't really get eaten. But I don't think it
I
was
don't
because it tasted bad. I think it was
I don't
because
like
it was
that awkward moment at the start when it's like like the food's all out, everyone's clearly ready to eat and but then it's awkward, no one's talking either and but nobody wants to be the first one. I will either voluntold someone by handing them a plate, or I will go and like be the first person through. Um, one, I love food, and two, like someone's got to get it going and make it not weird. It's just why is
Yeah,
that a weird
you
moment?
got to
break
break
the
the
ice.
seal.
Yeah, like this is what we're here for.
Everyone's trying to be polite. I don't want to be
Is
the first.
that polite
Yeah, I
though? I don't know.
think that's what they're thinking, maybe, or
I
Like
maybe
don't have a problem going in.
if you go to a wedding or something like that, no one has any manners and like everyone dives to be the first person in line. But like I don't know, potlucks. There's like a weird feeling there. Should do a study
You want to
about
know the history of a potluck?
It's
it. I
interesting.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we have to now. Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
So this term was used in the Middle Ages to describe an impromptu meal served to unexpected guests or travelers. So you would just like give them the luck of the pot. So it was whatever was left over, whatever had been kept on simmer in the pot. So you'd get the luck of the pot or the potluck. And sometimes it would refer to like one pot communal meals. Have you heard of like stone
Mhm.
soup or
Yeah, that's a good.
everybody bring like you
I
might
remember
like
that.
I might be bringing turnips and someone else is bringing rabbit or
That's fun.
whatever,
I
and then you
mean,
put
I
it
don't
in.
minus the rabbit, but that'd be a cool idea. I haven't seen that done actually. Like, hey, let's make a communal soup together.
And everyone
Yeah,
bring
well, I would
ingredients.
definitely bring rabbit now because I now I put it out
Ooh,
there.
where do you even buy rabbit?
I don't know. I was thinking like Middle
But
Ages might.
Trader Joe's, is that's where you shop? Me
I do, and I have not seen rabbit there,
neither.
but I don't spend a lot of time in the meat area because I'm like mostly plant-based,
Do
but
they
there,
even have
who
meat
knows?
there?
There might be rabbit jerky.
Have you tried any
They
rabbit
probably have
before?
crocodile or something weird or
I've never
bite.
eaten rabbit before,
Mm.
but it's a thing.
I might
But
have at some point.
so that's kind of the roots of it. And
Okay.
potlucks are popular. I have them at work. We have them at least once a month. Like people are wild about the potlucks.
It's a good
So
time.
there was a law passed in 2011 called the Church Lady Law. And this was in Minnesota. And this exempted churches from like health inspections so that they could have like big giant community food activities.
Right, because
Um,
they do lots of different yeah,
yeah, so it exempted
church.
them from all the health safety stuff that like a restaurant would have to have or something. But
Yeah.
they said one person at least in the like building had to have some kind of food safety training.
Well, and they like you can get it online. So
Yeah, I used to have it's expired now, but I used to have a food handler's permit. How
me
about
too.
y'all?
I had one
Yeah.
in Las Vegas for when I worked at a restaurant and bartending.
And we know Macy has an extensive history of working at the KFC.
We went through the and we did it off camera, oddly enough, but talking about how to break the wings and all that.
Are you sure that was off camera?
We talked briefly about it, but then we went into some detail because you were interested.
Oh, that was off camera? Damn it.
Part of it, yeah.
Moment missed. I learned so
There's
much that I
enough.
didn't want to
There's
know, but
plenty.
I'm glad I
There's
do. Yeah, I don't have a lot of food like jobs really. I was a bartender briefly in Portland, and when I was a teenager, I worked for 3 weeks at Eric's Deli Cafe, but I had to bounce. I'm like, this is
I
for me.
I knew some cooks
Thing.
in my life where I learned like little odd bits of like health safety knowledge that I certainly didn't learn at KFC. So I have like a couple odd things that I know that may
What
or
do you
may not
know?
even
What
be
do you
true.
know?
You want me? So things that I've been told like wedge salads are apparently not good to get because
Oh,
it's like a head of lettuce that's kind of cut into a wedge
ah,
and then they pour stuff on it. But what typically happens if this isn't like a super, super high-end restaurant, that they don't rinse that thoroughly. And the in between the layers of lettuce leaves is where a lot of bacteria grows.
oh,
So when you do a wedge salad, it's often not rinsed well, typically if at all, and then you're basically just eating a big bacteria fest.
oh,
So that's
Bacteria
one of them.
Fest.
Sprouts are also like one of the highest like bacteria holders. So if you get like a
Sprouts.
salad with sprouts on it, yeah, or some
Hmm.
or any
We
sprouts.
had a lot of sprouts on the sandwiches at Eric's Deli Cafe.
Oh, okay, okay. I think the last one I know, the very last one, is don't change the temperature of foods quickly. So if you have a hot food and you want to put it in the fridge, like to
Ah,
store it.
this
Like
is where I fuck up all the time at my house.
you're not supposed to, something about like the changing that temperature that way, like you're supposed to let it cool to like a room temp and then put it in the fridge. Don't
But
let it sit out like but like once it's room temp, put it in the fridge
it
then.
takes a lot of time though to get it down. And sometimes I'm like, okay, either
I don't even know the
I'm
logic
gonna
of
fall asleep and then this is gonna be out in the morning, which is bad.
that
Or
happens.
I'm gonna put this giant steaming thing of chili in the fridge, but then it freezes all the food around it.
Right. Well, and lowers the temperature. And
Yeah, it's bad news either way.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. Have you
That's it.
ever, oh, go ahead.
No, I said that's it.
And definitely wash your hands thoroughly and frequently when working around food. That's like
Yes.
the main thing I
I'm gonna
remember from
have
the training videos.
I'm gonna have a story about that towards the end of this topic.
I made coffee the other day and I was really excited about it. And then my cat walked over and dipped his toe in it. I had a solid 2 minutes of me contemplating how bad it really was or not. And then
Then you
I had
remember that
another
it
cat
goes
out
in
there
the litter
using the
box.
litter box, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, they scoop their poop. So yeah. The
Was he
poop is
trying
Yeah.
not
to get
clean.
it? Sometimes they'll like try to drink with their paws. Was that
No,
like,
he was
or he was
just
just
going
being a
up to the
jerk?
window and it was just a casual toe where it was like just barely. It was a just barely enough where I was like, because I had a meeting, I didn't have time to
Uh,
make it up, but it was a
It's
wash.
contaminated.
Like,
It
yes,
straight up needs to be tossed.
that was the answer. Yeah.
did you leave
Oh,
without making another coffee, or did you make another coffee?
I didn't have time.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
so this is a total tangent, but when I was at that party last night, like I mean this was a big party. There was a lot of people there. It was a house party, but there was like a lot of
Fun.
people there. So I have my like cup of wine and I like set it down on the counter for a second. I don't know why, but I'm like standing there and but I was right by the sink in the kitchen and some lady comes in and like freaking like just throws something in the sink and it like splashed like gross like food water out into my cup of wine.
No.
I was like, what in the actual fuck? So I had to make a big dramatic deal about like, well, I guess I'm gonna throw my wine out now and get new wine.
You said that in front of her?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say it with words. I was doing like an interpretive dance.
That is not saying it then. You
Like
not
I
know
picked
what
it
saying.
up, I did a big sigh, poured it out, trudged back over to where all the alcohol was. That was my show of like
And
rebellion.
she probably didn't even notice.
No, she didn't notice. She was drunk. She was like she'd already left the kitchen. I was basically doing it for
You
myself.
showed her.
That is awful.
Random side note, I still need to watch Yellow Jackets. I'm saying that for myself.
Oh my God, the season will trump. You need to watch it before the new
Oh,
season.
I
It was
know.
dramatic. That last
Maybe I'm
season,
lining it up on purpose so I can flow into the
the
next.
one episode, traumatic.
Okay, is it
Great.
on season 3 now? Because I stopped like in the middle of season 2. I kind of
I haven't
lost
started
interest.
season 2.
I don't know why I lost
I
interest a
think
little bit.
there's three. I don't know. Let's look.
There's 3?
I think. Let's
I
see.
love that series, and then for some reason, a
No,
few.
one season did kind of stall out, but then and I stopped too, but then I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, I'm
I
gonna get
need to
back
go
into
back.
it. And then
Yeah.
it did pick up again.
I
Okay,
need to
Two
finish 10,
seasons
15
only. So
too.
I guess it's season two that does stall out.
but then you got to finish it
But
out.
then it does
Get
get
to it.
intense again. So I would say, yeah, get back into it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, have you ever been to a potluck and there was like a questionable dish where you really did not want to eat it? And do you remember what that dish was?
Anything mystery meat, anything kind of like meaty looking, and I don't know what kind of meat it is. I tend to avoid that if it's not labeled.
I kind of have an aversion to crock pots. I like people are so proud of their little crock pots and it's usually like a barbecue something in it and I'm not a huge barbecue fan. If yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So I
something's been bubbling in there for hours
don't
and it's
know, like those
not
little
gonna
Like a
go.
mini
miss.
wiener things, like those things. I don't know.
Which
Like
thing?
hot dogs,
Oh, the
The
wing.
the little ones, yeah, that are like in
little
barbecue,
smokies.
little smokies.
Yeah,
Like
people love their little smokies in the crock pot.
people get really excited. I think it's like when people like when there's a really good movie and I'll like not watch it because people are talking about it a lot, and even though I might like it, I think it's like that. I'm just generally angsty about it.
Yeah, I'm not a crock pot cooker, so I'm kind of crock pot averse in general.
Ate other people's deviled eggs if it's not made by like my family, if that
Oh
makes
my
sense.
God, and that's the first thing I ate at the potluck last night was the deviled eggs.
Like I like them a lot, but I just to me like it's a very intricate process.
It can go wrong
I
quickly.
don't know.
Actually, I brought deviled eggs to one of the last potlucks I went to. It was a Halloween party, and I made them into little eyeballs. Like they looked like eyeballs, with like little red dye for like the veins in the eyes. And so
Cool.
they're really cute, but they did not come out as they didn't taste as good as usual. So I was upset with how they came out, but they
Here's
still
an I'm sure they were cute. Here's a
they're
Naomi
cute.
fun fact. Deviled eggs are one of my favorite foods. And I think part of it is because I can't make them for shit.
Mm.
But
I can make them really good.
it was actually after I ate the deviled eggs when I was like, did I just make a terrible mistake? And that's where this whole podcast topic came from.
So, well, and I was gonna say like, and yeah, like what a horrible food to eat in a social setting. Because like at least with you, if you're with family, I mean, if anybody's aware of mixing eggs and mayo and like together can do in your
Yeah.
insides.
And I already told you we got to the party an hour late. So
They've
how
been
long
sitting
were they
out.
sitting out?
Mm.
Oh
Luckily, I'm
man,
fine today. I
this
mean,
They
is
could
what
have been
about a
rest I got?
sitting
social faux
at the
pas.
person's house for a while before they went to the
Are
party.
we're just
Yeah.
not saying it now, but like we're talking about farting, right? Yeah,
Are we?
flatulence. That's what happens when you eat eggs,
Not to me.
isn't it? I'm looking
No,
it up.
I
It's
don't
one of
fart
the
from eggs. I eat eggs almost every day. I don't fart.
maybe it's because your system has gotten used to eating eggs every day. I don't
I
eat eggs.
fucking love eggs.
I eat eggs pretty much every morning.
Yeah, I love eggs.
Good.
Two huevos.
I go on like kicks. I'll eat eggs for a bit and then I won't touch
Oh my
them for a
God.
while.
I put eggs on everything. Like I'll put them on beans. I'll put them on
Like
bread.
sriracha, but
I'll
eggs.
put them in my ramen. Like
Oh,
I'll love me
Oh,
some
that
eggs.
sounds great.
egg
Yeah,
and ramen's good.
And then I'll fart from it.
I'm looking it up. Keep going. You're good.
Okay. So food allergies are a thing at potlucks. I like it when, because I spent a lot of time circling the table last night being like, I don't know what is that? Like, I don't know what that is. I like it
Contrary
when
to
people,
popular belief, they don't make you fart.
oh my
This is
God, urban
legit.
legend, like
This
cow
is like
tipping,
cow tipping,
cow
right?
tipping.
But they do contain sulfur-packed methionine. So if you don't want smelly farts, don't eat eggs alongside fart-causing foods such as beans or fatty meats. If eggs make you bloated and give you wind, you may be intolerant to them or have an allergy. So it's not so it's kind of what it's next to. So maybe it's like the other foods that you might be eating around those eggs and then just
In
that
combination.
that stigma around the egg.
Let's not
Basically.
stigmatize eggs.
And
Well,
certain
it's because
more
rotten eggs
sensitive.
smell horrible. That's why.
Huevos rancheros are one of my favorite foods. That's beans and eggs.
Well, there you go.
And I think I just have like a pretty iron stomach. Like I'm not a puker, I'm not a diarrhea or it has to be something like a weird one-off where I'm like,
That's
oh,
full
I
on
need
food
to
poisoning.
retreat and be alone
Mhm.
for a time. So I like it at potluck when people make a little sign and say, this is what this is, and like these are the potential allergens. I like that because there was a lot of me circling the table, like wondering what things were. And I didn't eat a lot. I mean, it was not till later in the evening that I was kind of like, okay, I need to sop up all this wine that I kind of started like eating something. And luckily, Paul and I discovered off to the side a crock pot full of pretzels and a mini crock full of like a melted
Cheese?
mustard cheese thing. And I was like, I
Yum.
am in heaven.
Cute. That
Nobody noticed it. It was like all full off to the side. So we were like mowing
I
that.
might do that. I might
that's a
bring
great
something
idea.
that I really want and then set it off to the side and hope no one gets to it. That does sound like a me thing to
No,
do.
it was great. I'm like, where was this all night?
And
Yeah,
probably pretty easy to put together. It didn't take too much time to
it
make,
was so good.
like soft pretzels or just
No, there were the soft pretzels with the big salt things on it, and they had divided it into full pretzels and then bites on two sides of
Aw,
the crock.
that's
And then
love
they
thoughtful.
it.
had a mini crock with this like cheese mustard mix that was also
Did they
hot.
make the pretzels? It's
They
impressive.
looked homemade to me.
That's cool. I made bagels once. That was interesting.
So
It,
shout
it
out to
didn't
whoever
work.
brought that at the
Right.
potluck and saved my life.
It's, I won't I also won't eat like a sorry, a what's it called? Like the fruit salads if there's like marshmallows in it, that's kind of a no-go.
Hmm.
What about how do you feel about bits of coconut, like the little pieces?
I'm not a coconut fan.
Coconut and what?
Sometimes they put that in the fruit salad. Those like coconut strips. Do you like
I
that?
mean, I actually like coconut. I'm not against it's not coconut that bothers me. It's like I don't like getting random fruit chunks that I can't like discern what the fruit is, and then I'll get like a way too soggy of a marshmallow, and then
Oh, those marshmallows do get soggy in that fruit
yeah, it's like
salad.
it needs to be a like boom. I need some what's that called? Like bounce. I need some bounce in my marshmallow.
No, everybody wants a
What's the
bouncy
baboon?
I don't want to
marshmallow.
like squish it on the roof of my mouth and like
Pick up
No, when they're kind of like
whiny.
disintegrating a little bit, that's not good.
yeah, it's like it was in someone's hot cocoa for a minute before it hit that salad.
I don't
Starts
like
melting.
marshmallows in salad, and I don't even know if fruit salad should be called salad technically, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, why is it? Is that a whole nother topic? Hopefully.
Yeah, what is a salad? What makes it a salad?
Oh, wait, we had this conversation with soup once. Like what constitutes
Yeah,
soup? Is cereal a soup?
it's cereal soup.
Hmm.
And we decided it was not. We
Gotta be
researched.
hot. It's gotta
No,
be
there's something with the broth that
no, but
has to
sticky
Yeah,
have.
it has
too.
to do with the broth versus just a
Yeah,
liquid.
yeah, yeah.
Broth. Okay.
It had to
So
be like a
salad.
vegetable or meat broth or something to
Yeah,
qualify
yeah,
as.
which is like a reduction of a vegetable or a meat.
I'm looking up what constitutes a salad.
I mean,
Certainly
I
not lettuce.
know I'm gonna, toss a salad could be a euphemism. I know that. They got their salad tossed, that kind of thing. All right.
Excuse
So,
me, I missed part of that. I heard got their salad tossed. Um, other are there other types of salads at those potlucks? Oh, like a bean casserole, like a pea salad. There we go. That's what
I
I'm thinking.
love me a pea salad, but not with bacon in it.
I don't touch those. I don't touch it. I will not touch it. It's like I'm not sure what it's in. Like there's like a cream something around it. I don't know what
So
that is.
like I could go both ways on that one. Like I could see how that's gross,
Like, is it
but
like a French onion?
kind
I
of
don't
good.
know. Or a creamy cheese mayo. I
Do
can't
you
pin
want to
it.
know what it says about salad?
Yeah, what does it say?
So, originating from the word sal, meaning salt, or
Oh,
sal probably, meaning salt, salads refer to any number of ingredients that can be mixed or covered with dressings that contain salt.
what? So you have to have salt.
So, you gotta have salt. So, the fruit salad probably
Okay,
shouldn't
but
be salad unless you put salt in it.
wait, whoa, 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 whoa. I know many people who salt and pepper their salad. I do not salt and pepper my salad. Used to pepper my
Do
salad as
you
a child when my father did it.
push it real good.
What?
Salt and pepper.
Oh,
Oh, oh, sorry. I
Sorry.
didn't make that was a mental mile away. Um,
You just had a moment of what it's like to be in my brain.
I did. I did. And then you had a moment of mine.
It's a dance party all the time in my brain.
that's fun.
What were you saying?
I don't
I
know. What's in
digressed.
my mind? I have no idea. It's just an open field with like crickets and prairie madness. I didn't wear one of my
There's too
prairie
much silence, so much it's making you mad.
dresses. I'll get
Um,
really into gardening though. That'll be a thing.
let's talk about the concerns with potlucks.
Okay.
I mean, beyond what we've already shared. So, unknown cleanliness, cooking like practices, and food storage practices. We have to consider that. Are the ingredients spoiled? We don't know. We're not there. How careful are people with ingredients that could cause food poisoning, like chicken? I hate chicken. I am chicken averse.
Is that because of like treatment of chickens or
I I've had this a long time, but it was really reinforced when I went to that exhibit with the dead bodies without the skin that came through Spokane.
Oh, I didn't get to go to that. I wanted to though.
Yeah, I was so fucking nauseous. I
Ugh.
I literally, and I have an iron stomach. I don't get nauseous. I was nauseous. The under the skin, we looked like chicken. Like it looked like chicken.
Well,
So
chicken
that
skin,
really
like,
kind of nailed it home for me
Is
that
it like the
chicken's gross.
dried part of it that because it was dried?
No, it like under our skin, it looked like chicken breast.
human meat looks like
Gross.
chicken.
We
Oh,
are the other white meat.
ugh.
It was gross, but I do eat chicken sometimes. But I am so careful with the preparation. Like it's like I'm working in a nuclear like laboratory. It's like bleach and like this has to be here, and I'm throwing this away with like
Okay.
gloves and tongs. It's a whole process. But
I'm
I
admitted
want salmonella.
admitted wow, nope. Admittedly a very messy cooker. I'm probably the one you're worried about.
I
Because I was raised by a bachelor dad. He does not do what I do in all fairness, but his method, sorry, this puppy is adorable right now.
Oh,
His method is very bachelor dadish of this and this. Like it was a you guesstimation is what I grew up on. Guesstimate. There wasn't really measuring of anything. So then there'd be this and like this doesn't quite taste right. You know what I need? I need half a packet of the mac and cheese powder. And then and then there's half a packet of mac and cheese powder then that like falls on the counter and that's messy and I have to clean that up. But I don't always do that right away. And then I have a mess I have to clean up later. It's a
oh
little bit
no. I am a clean as I cook person. I do
I just
not like the making a
fast.
mess and like it's happening. I'm a clean as I go.
I'm literally
there
looking
we go.
across at my dirty kitchen right now. It's causing me anxiety.
I'm a very like
Messy
having things
Macy,
neat and tidy is my way of dealing with
my dad's
anxiety.
nickname. Well,
So
I need to develop that. Were you always that way?
always that way. Yeah.
Okay, well, never mind. It's never gonna happen.
I grew up in I mean I have like a lot of trauma, but part of my way of coping was my space that I
You
have
keep
control
saying
over.
MySpace and it's confusing me.
So when I used to live with my grandma a lot of the time in San Francisco, like my space was my bed. And so I had control over that. And my bed was freaking hospital corners, like everything neat and perfect. It's like
I had a
control
client,
equal
I had
control.
a little girl who would come in and want to organize like my drawer or organize things in my office. And that was her, I could see that that was a trauma-based kind of behavior she was doing, like that sense of
Yeah,
like
what can I
control.
control?
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned very early on. Oh, I can control my tidiness. And so like I have been on my death's doorstep with pneumonia. and I will fucking crawl around my house and clean it in case the ambulance has to come in. Like, I'm gonna make sure I am showered, I'm in a cute outfit, things are
If
picked
I'm
up
angry,
at
I'll
my
clean.
death doorstep.
If I'm angry, I'll clean, and I can, and like I'll get really into it. But I have
I
to be
like to clean.
alone.
Hmm?
I have to be
Alone.
alone.
I
Yeah.
like to clean when I'm angry. I like to do dishes when I'm angry, and then I
I like
feel
to make
better after.
noise. I like to make noise when I'm angry doing dishes.
Like,
Just like it's a very satisfaction-y.
and then at the end, you feel kind of like relief. Like once
Done.
it goes down the drain, everything's put away. It kind of your anger gets cleared too.
Yeah. Yeah. Very purifying.
I like that.
Have you
Yeah.
ever had somebody drop a potluck dish on the way and try to salvage it and serve it still?
Nobody knows.
See, who would admit
We don't
that?
know.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. Potlucks
Maybe.
are a huge act of trust.
Because they transfer in the car. I'm very cautious about that part because I don't have good transfer. I don't have the material in the first place. So I'm like, here's my pan.
Yeah, you
I'm not
gotta have the
gonna,
right dishes.
I'm gonna foil and then I'm gonna wrap with this, and then I'm gonna put it in this, and then I'm gonna balance it with this.
You
It's
know what
actually
stresses
very
me
good.
out is making sure to bring the extra utensils to be able to either cut your potluck dish or scoop it. Like,
Yeah, you gotta have the serving utensils.
you ever forgotten to bring your like
No, I'm always making do like, let's use these two straws as chopsticks.
once you get there, like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, how are we gonna cut this thing?
Yeah,
I'll unwind a paper clip and we can use it as a knife. I'm like super MacGyver though.
always like a pie cutter. Like someone bought, like to me, if you're the one that's bringing a pie, you have the social responsibility now
Yeah,
to bring the cutter for it. No
yeah.
one's
No,
gonna know
I
that.
agree.
Like I'm not gonna.
So we don't know what's happening. Like we don't know from start to finish, like the purchasing of the ingredients, the storage of the ingredients.
Are their
Have
serving
they,
utensils clean?
yeah, have
Did
they
they like
expired?
lick them? Did they like take a taste of it?
Yes.
Now they're putting the serving
How do you
utensils
feel
back in.
about tasting while cooking? Like that's a whole philosophy right there.
I'm a
And for me, it
flipper.
just
I'm a
I
double
depends
do.
dipper at a
on
potluck.
who's watching, to be honest.
I will double dip, but I feel like it's a spectrum. There is there is this kind of double dipping that is egregious. And then there's this one where like you flip your carrot the other way and dip.
Right. And it hasn't touched your mouth area.
Right. Or like, yeah, or then I'm still, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like mentally there's a workaround happening on some level over here, even
And
if
also,
others
if people
may not.
aren't looking, do the rules change?
I would say no. Because honestly, because it's a spectrum, I don't trust that everybody's going to be over here. So if I just say it's
Oh,
okay, then this person over here is going to do whatever that is, and I don't want
yeah.
it. Get your fingertips out now. Know your children are not cute enough to touch it
But you
and
don't
be.
know what happened before the dish arrived.
I know I
My
don't.
cats are not allowed on my counters. Are cats allowed on counters in other people's houses? Is there cat hair in this dish? Is there
Probably.
human hair? I would rather eat a cat hair than a freaking human hair, or
Oh.
God forbid, a pube.
I had that. Ew, what? Come on now. I at one restaurant, I had
Really
a
disturbing.
moment of a hair at a
Oh,
restaurant, like where I
I've
went.
had it.
I've
Oh,
had it too. Do you
oh,
still eat or do you not eat? Do you continue or quit?
That one was egregious because
please stop eating.
it went partially down my throat, and
No.
I had to like,
Oh, you had to
yeah,
pull the hair out of your throat like a freaking
it
sword
was it
swallower
was
at the
like
carnival.
it was like the a grudge moment, grudge or the ring,
Ew.
whichever one. Ugh.
Oh my God.
And
Egregious.
and then I was off, and I
That's an
had to set it
egregious
there.
hair.
I just
That's
like
your
using
word
the
of the
word
day.
egregious. It's a derby
Oh,
and egregious. Naomi's been kicked out of arenas for egregious behavior, and while her children were stuck inside.
Yeah, I had a problem with like they limit you to being in a little space.
Well,
I don't do
as the
well
cap.
with being corralled.
So
Contained.
they keep telling her back up.
Get contained.
I would have to skate up to her and I'd yell at her, "Get back!" Because she'd get kicked out.
I would because I'm passionate,
Follow
Sarah.
directions.
I'm passionate. I want to. I'm shouting instructions to my team. I can't be in a little, 5 foot by 2 little duct taped off area they want to contain. I can't be contained.
How many times have you been kicked out
Many, many times.
for egregious behavior?
Yes, and here's the shitty thing.
You know how many
If
times I've
me
been?
as
Never.
the coach gets a penalty, I can't serve it because I'm not actually skating. So the captain of my team has to
Me
fucking serve it.
for 5 years. No, it's 3 years as captain, and then 3 years
So
as
that's shitty because usually the captain is like one of your best players. And so your behavior impacts everything.
That's why I'd yell a lot.
So I really honestly like tried, but like once the game's on, I mean, I'm in.
You're in it to win it.
I'm in it to win it. Yes.
So
Okay.
the
So
hair's in the field.
She would also
Continue eating. Oh,
sorry, the last thing I just have to call you out on is so you have to maintain 20 feet between the
the
packs
pack
of
and
break
you,
off.
yeah.
Yeah. So really all that is like, because the refs are yelling at you and they say, "Hey, cheat," and they're trying to send you to the
Out of
box.
play.
Yeah, they're trying to send her to the box, number 18 right there. So I
Oh
know.
yeah.
Yes. And so they're sending her, and I'm next to her almost always in these scenarios. And they're looking at me and I'm like, I'm going to start getting a penalty because they're going to get mad. And I have to scream at her. It's totally selective listening. She knows, she just ignores them to the point of either getting a second penalty or, I don't know.
Yeah, the double penalties were bullshit, I have to say.
They changed that rule set. Yeah. And then you just get more tacked on.
Yeah, it's terrible. When I first started roller derby, it was punk rock. It was me in a sport. And then they started to try to make it more and more like legit, like an actual sport.
There
And
should
pretty
not be
soon,
more refs than there are in football.
yeah, pretty soon you couldn't even like whisper under your breath, like
Oh, I got in trouble
or
once for
whatever. When you
really?
got sent to
That's
the
yeah.
what I
penalty
think
box,
of.
you
I
get
said,
double penalty. I'm like, this is not like I'm throwing shit now. Like this is not even
Yeah,
the
when I think
sport I
of
signed
roller
up for.
derby,
Like
like I feel like you should be able to cuss and
you can't
yeah,
expect that
sure.
level of self-control for
yeah.
people that are at a
No.
primal level of freaking aggression that
Well,
you
and then when you
that
have
is
someone
Yeah.
just
necessary
crap
on the track.
talking like here, and then you respond to that, but not even in a big way. But if that ref thinks that it was at them at all, there's take everything so
Stupid.
personally. So
So
personally. Sorry,
stupid.
this was a rant. Anyways,
No,
food.
I'm on it.
You
I'm on
guys still have pent up you're very
Oh, you
have
haven't.
aggression over that, over being contained
Well,
within
it was a
6 feet.
lot of like ref scenarios that it was like a lot of like finger wagging. And then by people who were doing a lot of like sexual misconduct with skaters that have
Yeah.
no right to be talking about anything.
A lot
And
of
can we
hypocrisy.
please keep the balls out of Derby unless we're the Spokane balls?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, here's the creepy thing, Sarah. A lot of the male refs were attracted to the sport because it was like women's flat
Way
track
to
roller derby.
control.
They weren't even
Sure.
associated. It wasn't like the partner of a skater. A lot of them just came in like,
Yeah, like if I learn how to
Wow.
skate, I get to be around all these women and like
and
and
tell them what to do and
and
like have a
tell
power trip.
yeah,
Weird.
and
Oh
like be
no.
part of things. And if you don't
Gross.
let them be part of things, then they can literally target you. Like and yeah, no,
I could
I
tell when that was
hated
happening.
the
And you said there
ref.
was more refs on like out there than
We
players.
have more refs in roller derby than we do in officials than we do in a football game.
Honestly, roller derby was
In
kind
a
of a shit show.
much smaller track. We were great.
It was a great, but also a shit show.
We were great.
Yeah, we were great.
We were great.
But also, we were also a shit show at times. We
But
were the league you love to hate.
yeah, no, we're the like
They
you
tried
go
to kick us
watch.
out of the whole Woofida. Like there was a
What's that?
fucking
The World
petition.
Association.
Oh
There was
my
a
God.
petition against our team
No.
Because
trying
of
to
the
kick us
refs.
out.
But that's when I got to go meet because I was president during this time and I got to meet with those refs who created that whole thing.
Yeah, we're
And
like, what
and I
WTF?
sat down and because I thought I had a good relationship with them. Nobody ever came to actually directly speak to me
Yeah,
individually as the president
immature
of the league.
communication.
Nothing. Yeah, and I sat down and I was like, okay, why wouldn't you come to us and voice your
We're
concern
like, oh, we didn't think of that.
prior to getting us kicked out?
Wow.
We
Yeah.
tried.
Okay,
No, you
we've
didn't.
digressed.
I don't care.
It needed to be said.
It's
It
been
did.
enough time. I'm far enough away. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, it
It
needed
had to come out. You guys have been suppressing that too long.
trauma.
There's
Mhm.
more there.
Trauma bonds, Macy. We
I-
have trauma bonds.
There's many people I still want to finish hitting.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up with two tragedies.
Okay.
Potluck tragedy.
Because you might think potlucks are all fun and games,
Most
I
do.
mean,
but people have
there could
died.
be choking. Choking could be involved, possibly.
People have died at
Food poisoning.
potlucks. In 2015, 2 people died, and over 20 others were seriously sickened by a botulism outbreak at a
Potato
potluck
salad.
luncheon.
Was it potato salad? I've
It
heard bad
was
things about potato
home
salad.
canned potatoes made into a potato salad.
Is it because of botulins?
Botulism.
Botulism from that other
We
topic.
did a topic on that.
Yeah.
You know, I freaked myself out so much about that I threw my own canned goods in the garbage and didn't
I
even.
do it too now. Like if there's like half a can of something in there, I'm now like just throw it away.
Yeah, it's so risky and there's no cure and like.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I fully understand like botulism level or just like it's been in there for a week. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
botulism is really linked to canning, that process.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's not because it sits in there for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
I have been wrongly just out of fear-based place throwing away a lot of canned items that have been opened.
Well,
I
you
feel like once
probably
the air is
should.
in it, something with the tin. I
No,
don't
you
know.
probably should. I don't think
Right.
those are meant to be stored in the can once you
No, probably not.
What are your feelings on leftovers? Do you
Mhm.
guys partake in leftovers? Some people
Don't
love
typically.
them. Some people hate them.
I will for
How
a
long do
time,
you
but
them?
you don't want to push it. Like you've
Yeah.
heard the tales of people like dying from 5-day-old pasta, you know?
Yeah, way too long.
What are these tales? I've never heard that. I don't typically eat leftovers, and I
Starting
also will
legends.
often leave the last bite. I don't know.
I love a leftover, but 5 days is my rule, my max. Like that's
a
my
long
like
time.
cutoff.
That's a long time.
I
I'm
usually
like,
go with 3 for
I don't like to throw food
Or-
away. I think it's incredibly
like,
wasteful.
it is. It is. Yeah. But
So
I'm like,
I will go up to the
Yeah.
5-day mark, but not beyond.
It's like, I feel like there's a process happening that every day it's a little further in whatever that process is.
I think if you store it correctly, you're okay. But I use my senses. Like I use my sniffer, I use my eyeballs. If it starts looking
your
weird,
spidey sense. If it gets watery,
if there's separation and there's like a water section and a food section, or like bubbles on the top of the lid, yeah, I'm out. I'm out at that point.
that's a good choice.
Sometimes I just mentally am not interested in it anymore either. Like it's like when you go out to eat, it's the thrill of the hunt.
Well, see, and that's where I have the mom martyr thing going on, where I bought this food, I made this food, and I know how much my kids like it by are the leftovers eaten the next day or the day after or not. So if they don't like it, then it's all on me. And then I'm like taking it to lunch every day at work, and then it becomes a burden at that point. But I feel like I'm not going to waste food. Like I've been poor and I'm not going to waste food, but I have that 5 day limit, or sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I agree. This was fucking a gross recipe. It was a fail. And
Hmm.
I'm
Gotta
forcing
let
it
it
down
go.
the gullet at
I think
that
it's
point.
different a little. Maybe I'll add a day if I made it versus if it's like like a restaurant leftover. What?
Yeah, and I'm the only one that makes shit in my house, so it's
Which
it's all my fault or not. All right, here's my last story.
Get the glory or
This
the
is why you need to wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, people. It matters. In 2018, at a North Carolina potluck birthday party,
oh,
people all of a sudden started vomiting and diarrheaing. Um,
during the potluck
di
or after they got home from, doesn't it take a while to
so
kick in?
I think it started
Eating it?
at the party. This is my theory.
Oh,
Started, I mean, it
that's
was
bad.
pretty like, yeah, and then later continued. So at least 40 people contracted the highly contagious disease
Oh,
called
shouldn't say it.
Shigella, which
Oh, okay,
Japan
sorry.
just recently had an outbreak in our homeless shelters.
Can you say it one more time?
Shigella.
Yella. I've never
Yeah,
heard of
so
it.
we just had our outbreak here. And this is a bacteria similar to E. coli. And it actually is deadly. Like people die from this. So it's spread through feces. And so what happened is either in the preparation of the food or during the potluck when somebody was like dishing up and they did not wash their hands properly and put feces into the food and people got really sick, like 40 people.
Anyone,
How
nobody
much
died,
feces?
just really.
Nobody died from that one, but
Wait, is
nobody
this like
wants to be
the
shitting and
cat?
puking from someone's feces.
I had two things pop in my head. One was my cat toe dip. How much is too much feces? And then number two, um,
Number two.
I was thinking about your topic about the Carnival or whatever, the cruise line.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
God,
And
yeah.
I was like,
With the
maybe that's
bags of poop that people had to poop into.
poop
Oh, what
bag.
a nightmare.
Because yeah, like is it that they didn't wash their hands and like they wiped and there was like legit feces on their hands? Was it the poop particles from the air? Was it just from being in proximity?
I
Was
think
it
since 40 people got sick, they probably had like some actual chunks on the
Oh,
hands.
how does okay, but then now okay,
This is
now
just my
now
theory.
particle.
This is
that's
just
a different problem.
conjecture.
This poor person.
That's why I don't eat mystery meat
You
items.
gotta wash your hands after you poop.
I'm looking this up. How much poo germ is too much poo germ?
Have you
Any
ever
food
had
germ
food
is too much.
poisoning? You too?
Um, I count norovirus as because that was that Sherry's,
Yes, I
Oh
have.
yeah, that counts.
and that killed me for 2 years. So yeah, that was the worst.
I got it at my grandma's house out in New
Oh,
Hampshire.
Oh my
And
gosh. Sorry.
she had this cool cabin out in the woods, and I don't remember what she made, but yeah, me and my dad's girlfriend got sick and the rest of them didn't. My dad didn't
oh,
and my grandma and grandpa didn't. So I don't know, it was just whatever part that we ate or if we got it from something else in the house. She has animals too, so I don't know. But yeah, it was like in the
yeah.
middle of
Animal
the night.
poo.
I woke up and it just felt like somebody sucked me in the stomach, just like
Ah,
wake up like,
terrible.
ugh. And then
Yeah,
Marcus got it recently. Or the
I'm
flu. I don't know if it was the flu or I think that was the flu. Probably a similar feeling.
okay, here you go.
How much
One
poo is too much poo?
1 trillion germs can live in 1 gram of poop. That's the weight
Oh,
of a paper clip. 1 trillion germs can live. Oh, that's the same thing. Why do you repeat it twice? Anyways, and then it says literally underneath, the only thing the CDC says is wash your hands. after using the
Wash
toilet.
the poo off your freaking hands,
It
people.
says feces, poop from people or animals is also impacts salmonella, E. coli, and norovirus. Think Sherry's, and it spread from respiratory infections like adenovirus and hand, foot, and mouth disease.
I've had food poisoning twice. Once I had flown into Spokane briefly to like visit my friend, and we went to a Mexican restaurant on Division that still is there.
Mhm.
And I think it was Dirty Ice. And we went back to our apartment, and I felt like dead tired, which is weird in the middle of the day. Like I fell into a nap, but then I had to like get up and get on the freaking plane. And I woke up like
Oh,
sweating, the
on the plane?
sweating.
On the plane you woke
Well,
up?
I woke up here sweating, but then I had to go, yeah, I had to fly on the plane. The whole time I was puking on the plane, the whole thing.
Were you afraid of flying before that?
No, I wasn't afraid at that time. So it was all fine. I'm just like puking the whole time. I'm like,
That like added to your hate or your
no, it was fine
bad
at that time. I
version.
wasn't scared of flying at that.
Oh.
It was just like very like bleh.
That's
I had that happen with the norovirus when I had to go on a trip because then I got really anxious on top of it. And right when I got on the plane, I'm like, I have to use the bathroom. No, 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 you need to go sit first. I have to use the bathroom. And then I get out and I was like pale and like
oh,
sweating. And they were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you can't be on the plane. I'm like, I'm fine. I managed to like get them to let me get on the plane, but it was horrible.
get out of
Here,
there.
just a little bit of what so it can be touching your eyes, your face, your mouth, blah, blah, blah. It can also be getting into foods, handrails, things. That's how it can spread. But it says, here's the inspirational part. Washing your hands reduces the number of people who get sick with diarrhea by 23 to 40%. It reduces diarrheal illness in people with weakened immune systems by 58%. And it reduces respiratory illnesses like colds in the general population by 16 to 21, and then reduces absenteeism due to gastrointestinal illness in school children by 29 and up to 57%.
What was the
Bam.
term? Diarrhealism?
Yeah, no, that was interesting, wasn't it? A diarrheal.
Diarrheal. So it's not diarrhea or
Yeah, 1.8 million children under the age of 5 die each year from diarrheal diseases and pneumonia, with the top two killers of the world for kids.
Oh my gosh.
It can help protect 1 out of 3 young children who get sick with
no, if
diarrhea.
everything's coming out, that's tough on kids when they're little and they only weigh like 20 pounds already. So yeah, let's protect the
Global
kids.
rates. What do you think the percentage is of hand washing after using the toilet
I think it depends on who's watching,
globally?
to be honest.
Of
Did you
what
see the data?
population?
The whole globe.
I would say 15%.
15? Who does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's good about it? Mm,
Not
man.
like it doesn't say good about it, it just says does it.
Oh,
Reports doing it.
25, I want to hope.
19. And
Right
you
between
know,
us. Woo,
and
woo,
and you
woo,
know a
woo.
third of them are lying.
Oh, false reporting.
I mean, I'm gonna admit here, there's some occasions that the bathroom is so disgusting that I feel like it would be worse to wash my hands versus just get out and not touch anything and just be elbow, elbow, elbow. Like those gross bathrooms when you're on a road trip at the gas station.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I think it's better to just go.
Well, and you can't use those heater things because that creates more bacteria on your hands.
Yeah, I mean, do I
I
want to
think
touch that faucet and turn it
that's
And
on?
there's no
Or
soap
should I
in the
just go?
thing
If it's just
anyway.
a pee, like
I
let's
bet
just
you
get
though
out.
too that people at home probably wash their hands far less than when they're out somewhere else. So that leads into the potluck thing too, is are they
Yeah.
washing their hands at home while making this food?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so last
All right.
question, and we'll
All
wrap
right.
this up.
Okay.
Have has your approach to potlucks changed as a result of this topic?
Oh, like have you changed our lives?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really gonna be giving that table a second, a side eye now, an extra side eye. Like, I
I
don't
feel
know.
I feel okay. I feel like I
If I've had enough drinks, then I'll probably be like, it's fine.
It's
yeah.
fine.
Like to me, I feel like I can tell like a really like someone who cooks. Those dishes are very noticeably different. I appreciate the person that doesn't know how to cook bringing something sealed. It's like
Mm.
purchased. Just bring something purchased.
Like store-bought something.
Yeah.
You want the veggie tray with the weird dip in the middle and the white carrots.
Yeah, just do that. It's fine. I'll take a little piece of broth.
All right. Until next time.
Wash your
Wa-
hands,
Wash
people.
your wash your MFN hands, people. We don't want your feces. You don't want your grandma feces making us sick.
Grandma?
Graham, did you say a gram of feces?
I thought you said
Oh,
grandma too,
so
because
I
I was
think
talking about my
grandma, and
grandma.
I was like,
Oh,
it's
gram of feces? Yeah, we don't want her
intergenerational
coming up in this
homes.
either.
Okay, all right.
Rip
Are you
off grandma
ready?
feces.
We have that Valentine's Day is around the corner, right? Getting
Yeah,
around the corner.
Mhm.
I have a joke.
okay. I'm not
Okay,
into Valentine's Day, just for the record.
that's fine. My love for you is like diarrhea. I can't hold it in.
Oh my God.
That actually
I've
goes
been with you on
perfect.
a road trip where that was true.
That was a
I
perfect for this topic. Were you planning that or did you just come up with that?
I don't
Since
just plan diarrhea jokes, Sarah. Who do you think I am? I have
Someone who has
Google.
diarrhea a lot.
No, I looked up 72 grown-worthy poop jokes. That's what. Why
All
did the chicken
right.
cross the road?
Well,
The chicken next to him farted.
I can't hold it in either, I guess. I I appreciate you both.
Ooh. What are the king's farts called?
royal, I don't know.
A noble gas. That's not. Oh, I get it because it's like a science thing.
I don't get it.
It's a nerdy thing. Like, isn't a noble gas like a thing?
What does that have to do with the king, though?
His
Well,
noble
because that
nobility.
led into the joke. That was a
Wah,
noble gas is a
wah.
naturally occurring member of the helium, neon, argon. Yeah, so it's like a odorless, colorless
I
gas.
think that one's a stretch.
Gotta end us on a good one. Hit
Okay,
us
one
with
more, and then
another.
we're
Oh,
done.
you want one more? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think I have another one. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, okay. Do you hear this puppy?
Oh, it's having a little
Is it
nightmare.
hiccuping in its sleep?
He's like
Dreaming.
sleep dreaming. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Puppy dreams.
Like dreaming
Okay.
about rabbits, eating them
Look at him
in a
twitching.
crock pot.
Okay, here we go. Um, I refuse these ones. Okay, hold on. One more. One more.
Okay, and then I gotta
Wait, who's
go.
the knock knock joke? I know, we'll go. Okay,
I got
ready?
band practice.
What? You have to
Okay.
go watch it, or are you going to be in a band now?
Oh no, me and Paul have always had our kitchen band. It's just us two in the kitchen playing songs.
That's
Cute.
cute. What do you
Well, it's terrible. We're bad. But we are actually hoping to play on Thanksgiving. So we're trying to get serious now after all these years.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm just gonna actually like build off of what you said earlier that what do you usually like to eat with your eggs?
Anything. I like eggs on anything.
You mentioned
Beans.
beans.
Bread,
You mentioned
beans.
beans. Do you take a nice bubble bath after?
No.
Oh no.
Should I? Should I
That's
make a hot tub?
you make your own bubbles.
Okay. I
That's
don't really take a lot of bubble baths in my house, to be honest.
my gosh, it's about farting in the
No,
bathtub.
I get it.
Okay, all right.
I'm not
Don't
against farts.
don't logical through my joke.
I mean, on principle, I'm pro farts. Like, if I had to
In the
choose,
bathtub?
pro anywhere.
What
Marcus just
happens if
asked me
is
today,
that
I
like a
think.
cat paw in there? Do you got to drain the tub or do you power through?
Did you fart in the tub?
I've just asked.
Why would you drain the tub? It's just air.
I'm just asking.
Oh God, I would never drain the tub.
I
Way
wonder
too
if
much
someone
work.
I'm
would.
too economical. That's like
Until
a lot
next
of
time.
wasted hot water.
Wait, real quick. Marcus asked me today, he said, "Do girls fart?" And I was like,
You should
"Yes,
tell them.
they do." And I said, "Well, obviously I've done a good job like not doing that too much in front of you if you don't know the answer to that." So, yeah. I was like,
How?
"Yeah, they do." Somebody told,
Everybody farts.
yeah.
Lucy
Is
had
that
a
everybody
topic on
poops
it.
though?
Look back. Look it back at
Oh,
me.
that's right.
It was about a year ago, actually. Look back, and you'll hear all about farts. It was a great topic.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.